What is good, everyone? And I know it's been a long time. I think my last video was like in August, and not that anyone cares, but it basically just kind of came to I was playing football. We played on Saturdays most times, and if you didn't see from like how I started the video, I don't know how to edit videos. These videos are all one take, and so that's also hard because like I wanted to make them better, but I didn't really know how. And I just got really busy with football, got really busy with schoolwork as well. But the quarter just ended, and I want to make a video today for all the game picks. I went 6-0 on game picks last week, and then 5-1 on game spreads. And as you can see here, did like a free entry contest thing. If it'll load, here we go. So I picked the Bengals to win. They also covered the spread. Kind of some parlay things down here. Picked the Bills to win. Picked the Bucks to win. That is the one cup like spread game I got wrong. I thought the Eagles. I thought they might have kept it close just because like they have the best outside run team in the NFL, one of the best rushing attacks, and the Buccaneers have been banged up, and their outside defense was pretty bad. So I thought maybe they could just run the ball a lot, and Jalen Hurts could set up some. They could set up some play action, maybe to Dallas Goedert, but it was really just a garbage time score that made this game look closer. But it was really a blowout by the Bucks. I thought they were going to win pretty much the whole time, though. I didn't think the Eagles were going to win. Thought they could keep it closer. I picked the 49ers over the Cowboys. Listen, I mean, the Cowboys, I think they're super overrated. I kind of thought that. I thought they were good in the beginning of the year, but then you look at their final 8 games in the season. 3 of their losses were against playoff teams. 5 of their wins were against non-playoff teams. When they killed Washington, it's like, whoopee, we're a terrible team. When they beat the Eagles practice squad, like, they rested 16 starters. They didn't really do anything that impressed me. Like, you can kill a bad team all you want, but when you play a good team and you lose, like, I can't like trust you, and that's what kind of the Cowboys have been for a while. Um, the Chiefs over the Steelers, yeah, I mean the Steelers they just got clapped. I'm kind of done. I'm not a big Chiefs guy anymore, just because the Mahomes family, Jackson Mahomes. I just hate that guy. But Patrick Mahomes is a beast. Ben Roethlisberger's terrible. I mean, at this point, he's just lucky. He's not sitting in a jail cell for some things he's did in the past. He's kind of the type of guy that, you bring your little girl to the mall, and ironically, kind of like Santa Claus, like a creepy Santa Claus, they're afraid of him. And for good reason, as he did some bad things. Anyway, though, they didn't stand a chance. And then the Rams, I picked over the Cardinals. I switched this one last minute. But the Rams, I'm gonna pick them again this week too because they went to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff, right? And then they won. They beat the Seahawks last year too. Um, like Matthew Stafford, they have to advance. I think they have to get to the championship to make that trade worth it. Um, because even though they put up better stats, Cooper Cup, all these guys are playing great, right? If they lose in the first round of playoffs this year, it doesn't really change anything because they still lost. Um, so I went 5-1, 6-0 on game picks, and then now we're here uh, on a bracket. And so as you can see, we'll just advance the guys that. So Bengals over the Raiders. Obviously, they won. Bills, Chiefs, Bucks, Chiefs, Rams, 49ers, Packers, Titans. So we'll start out on the left side. Titans, Bengals. Um, 3.5. I thought that's what it kind of would be, which basically means that as Vegas spreads, you get a 3 point cushion for home games. So they really think it's about a half point difference between these teams. I think the bye is really underrated, and I think the Titans are too. Their first seed team, and even though it wasn't pretty, they still won without Derrick Henry. They made Deontay Foreman, who's out of the league, look like a pretty dang good running back. AJ Brown and Julio Jones. Think what you want about Julio Jones, but I think especially for a playoff run, he's still a very good wide receiver too. And those guys have not been healthy. And now that they're on the same field with Derrick Henry, I think that makes a big difference. Chris Brown. Oh wait, no, AJ. Chris Brown. He is a pretty big hard hitter though. You can ask Rihanna about that one. But yeah, AJ Brown is an absolute stud. One of the most underrated receivers in the league. I think absolutely in the top 10. Uh, and I think I just think they have a great defensive line as well. You look at Jeffrey Simmons, Harold Landry, and Bud Dupree off the edge. And the Bengals by far have the worst offensive line remaining in the playoffs. And I think they've done a pretty good job with doing well this season with a terrible offensive line. But I think it's going to catch up to them here. And I think once that fourth quarter hits, Derrick Henry is just going to be hard to tackle. So I'm going to go with the Titans. I think that first round. Are you going to load? All right, there we go. I think that bye is a difference maker. The Bills Chiefs also a super close game. I believe, yeah, I think it's the closest game. Chiefs are favored by 1.5, which means they didn't. If both teams played in the Super Bowl or something, they think the Bills are better by 1.5 points. Um, I mean, clearly Patrick Mahomes, didn't do his job of raising his younger brother Jackson. I mean, how does I don't care if there's one person in the stands that day when he danced on Sean Taylor's memorial. How did someone not just go and lay him out on the field? Like, I mean, maybe you go to jail, but especially if you're a minor, are you kidding me? I'd absolutely do that. I mean, he's just throwing water on fans, and that's just I mean, he's a terrible person, and how does that guy have one follower on Instagram besides his brother and his brother's wife? He's seriously just such a terrible person and such a weirdo. Um, I mean, yeah, but I mean, if you tackled Jackson Mahomes when he did that thing on Sean Taylor's memorial, probably would have gotten a Nobel Peace Prize. But regardless of that, I mean, yeah, Patrick Mahomes is really good. I think both of these offenses are pretty equal. Uh, I think the Bills have a better run game. Singletary's been pretty good of late. Defensively, it's tough. I think they're also pretty similar. I think it's just going to come down to Allen Mahomes. From the past, you probably look at Allen has been more prone to making mistakes, but I rematch from last year. I like the Bills in this one, underdogs. Um, Bills Mafia, I think they can get it done. I really do. I think Josh Allen is just so unbelievable. Has been playing so great. I think they have a better run game, and I feel like I trust their defense more to get. I mean, it's tough, but at the end of the day, I just have a feeling that the Bills can pull through. Over here, Rams Bucks. Even though I took the Eagles to cover, I thought the Bucks were gonna win. I don't want to get a bet against Brady, but I just have to think that the Rams, even if they can run the ball just a little bit with Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson there, Shoney Michelle, if they can just run the ball a little bit, set up the play action, Odell Beckham and Cooper Kupp can get it going. And then Ryan Jensen and Tristan Wirfs, those are huge injuries for the Bucks because I mean Von Miller or Leonard Floyd on the edge, and then Aaron Donald, who gets double to triple teamed either way, is gonna go up against a backup center. I mean that's a game changer. And then you look at no Antonio Brown, no Chris Godwin. I mean your number wide receiver two is Rashad Perriman. Then you consider Mike Evans versus Jalen Ramsey. I just think the Rams, if their stars play well and Matthew Stafford can kind of just play good football, I just think the Rams have too many stars to win. And Tom Brady has raised the bar for someone like Aaron Rodgers, where it's almost unfair. Aaron Rodgers, oh, he's not clutching the playoffs, he's choked in the NFC Championship all these years, and maybe that's true to a degree, but no one wins like Tom Brady does. And so, I mean, you look at the still a great defense, but only having Mike Evans and then him going up against Jalen Ramsey, it's a pretty tough task. Packers, 49ers. I think the 49ers can cover the spread. The Rams are underdogs too. I think they can cover the spread, but I think it's 5.5. It was 6 earlier in the week. But I think the Packers win. Also had a bye. Aaron Rodgers, maybe it's his last dance like they're saying. But at the end of the day, maybe Jimmy G throws just a bad interception, or I think they're gonna run the ball hard down the Packers' throat, and I think it's gonna be a closer game than people are thinking. But I think the Packers ultimately are just gonna come on top, and that could be a game-winning drive field goal, something close like that. But Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, that's the weak spot of the 49ers. Great pass rush, but David Bakhtiari's coming back. I mean, the Packers' offensive line coach, unbelievable coach. I mean, if you look at their Royce Newman, Josh Myers, I guess he was a second round pick, but then Billy Turner, a lot of these guys were busts or not very good, 6th, 7th round picks, and they've been unbelievable. Like they lose Corey Linsley, Brian Bulaga like 2 years ago. And everyone thinks they're going to be bad this year. Elton Jenkins was out for a while, Dave Bakhtiari, and their offensive line was still really good. The 49ers have a great pass rush, but their corners are a little weak, and I think Davante Adams is going to have a really good game. Now we'll go back to the left side, Titans, Bills. I think it's got to be the Bills. I think maybe Derrick Henry, another week of getting healthier. He could play, maybe he has a big game, but ever since the, super like windy 30-mile-per-hour winds game where the Patriots just ran the ball every play, Mac Jones passed it 3 times, I think the Bills, like, they kind of game planned and they know how to stop the run. Yeah, Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson are not as good as Derrick Henry, but I just think the Bills have Josh Allen now versus Ryan Tannehill. I think Josh Allen is so much higher up, like better wise. And I just think the Bills, they just have too much momentum and they're gonna go to the Super Bowl. Packers, Rams. Uh, this is one where I don't like Aaron Rodgers that much, but I kind of do. He's a very pulverizing player. I'd like to see them win. I'd like to see the Rams win also. I feel like if the Bucks win, they would go to the Super Bowl, and I feel like if the Rams win, well, I think the Packers are going to go to the Super Bowl. Like kind of last dance, like they're saying. I just think the Packers, Aaron Rodgers, and that is going to come down. Aaron Rodgers versus Matthew Stafford, and I think that's a matchup that they want definitely over the Bucks. I just think Green Bay has a lot of momentum. They have a great running game. Davante Adams will be a great matchup against Jalen Ramsey. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to find a way to win. Bills Packers for the Super Bowl. Man, this is a tough one. Cause I hate to say like that the Bills, what would it be, their 5th time losing, 4th? I think they lost like 3 or 4 times, like went to the Super Bowl 3 or 4 times and in a row, and then lost every time. Obviously not in a row as they didn't go last year. I haven't been to Super Bowl for a while, but I gotta think the Packers win the Super Bowl. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't get there. Maybe they lose to the 49ers. There's a small chance of that. Maybe they lose to the Bucks or Rams. But I just think that team is really close, and I think Aaron Rodgers, he's taken a lot of heat from the media, and I think he's just got this, like, chip on his shoulder. He's ready to prove himself, and I just think, if he wins the Super Bowl, I just feel like he stays. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think if Aaron Rodgers wins the Super Bowl, they could almost, like, reset and say, hey, we screwed up with Jordan Love, like, we'll trade him. He'll sit on the bench like you did, right, for a long time behind Brett Favre. I think the Bills are close. I think they need a little. I think like not having a superstar like Tre'Davious White hurts this game. As he's tore his ACL earlier in the season. But I just think the Packers have too much momentum. But you can let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. Tell me which picks you agree with. Tell me which ones you don't. And I'm going to try and end the video right here. Thanks everyone for watching. Peace.